Welcome to the Do Good X podcast, a sanctuary from the entrepreneurial grind. Hosts Kimberly Danielle and Stephen Lewis, advocates for impactful entrepreneurship, guide you on the path where purpose meets business. Join us to slow down, reconnect, and explore the challenges of under-resourced entrepreneurs, uncovering the unique journey of building businesses that make a difference. Now, your host.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Do Good X podcast. I am Kimberly Danielle, and I am a community builder, a coach, and a communication strategist who comes from generations of faith-driven leaders and entrepreneurs who believe that our purpose should drive us all to contribute to the common good. And as always, I am here with Stephen, my co-host. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, Kimberly, it's good to be with you. As you know, I'm a catalyst for positive change in communities and businesses. And for over 2 decades, I've inspired leaders and entrepreneurs to live and work on purpose with intention, faith, and a commitment to their well-being. And I am excited for this episode and this guest. In several episodes, we have discussed often about the importance of caring for our bodies, our minds, and our spirits as entrepreneurs. Today, we look forward to deepening that conversation with someone who has spent a decade or more helping others towards wholeness. And I want to introduce you to Dr. Mark Armstrong. He is a dedicated naturopathic doctor who has been serving the Atlanta and surrounding communities since 1992. And with over 3 decades of experiences, he brings a deeply holistic approach to healing, supporting, integration of mind, body, and spirit and soul. His practice focuses on energy medicine, helping individuals to restore balance and vitality through natural and energetic and spiritual modalities. Dr. Mark holds a specialty in soul constellation, a powerful modality for illuminating inner patterns and unlocking personal transformation. He was trained by one of the world's leading soul constellation practitioners, further enriching his ability to guide clients with clarity and compassion. Now, through his unwavering commitment to intuitive insight, Dr. Mark continues to be a trusted guide for those seeking authentic and multidimensional healing. I want to welcome him, Dr. Mark.
Hey, thank you so much for such a gracious introduction. Good to be here with you.
It's great to be with you as well. And let us just jump right in. You have trained in so many healing disciplines, from traditional Chinese medicine to energy work to brainwave healing to soul constellation. What drew you to this holistic path?
It really started when I was 12 years old. My grandfather was very, very special. He practiced an African religion, Ifa. And so I was really introduced to ritual type work, forms of healing that required sacrifice and elevation of the spirit, helping people get out of entanglements. And so that was the start. I had asthma. He helped me get over that by doing some healing work and really sort of suggesting to me that I could heal my own life. He gave me this Bible called Return to Eden by Jethro Kloss. So I read that at 12. I go to church and tell people they need a dandelion, burdock root, get some of the swelling down. And for digestive issues, it was slippery elm. And I became a healer at 13, 14, 15, just looked in the book, told them what to take, and they trusted me. And I guess that was the start of furthering my grandfather's training.
So, well, let me ask you, how do you define healing or well-being or even wholeness for that matter?
Well, I define wholeness as a energetic consciousness. So I'll make it simple for the audience. Wholeness is being aligned spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and financially. So when all those things are balanced and all the gates, the 7 chakras are balanced, and you're operating at cause and not effect, yeah, you're in wholeness. You're in the conversation or the field of wholeness. And it feels good to feel good.
And Dr. Mark, would you define well-being being similar to wholeness, or, is there another definition you would use for that? And I raise this particularly because the word well-being, words, wholeness, which thank you for breaking that down for the audience. They're often used these days, and people have different ways of approaching it. And so I'm curious to hear from you if there is a distinct way you define well-being.
I thank you, Kimberly, for that question, because people always ask me, so what is well-being? I don't know what that is. And I always reply that it is an inner knowing, because we all have an inner healer. And when things are balanced, you just know. Inner well-being for you might be different than me. I mean, it might be that your well-being is quality of life, your family is good, relationships work. Some person's well-being might be, unless I got 20 million in the bank, I don't feel so good. So it depends on you. But I like to tell people that well-being is working on all of these physical, mental, and emotional and psychological levels. When you're content at those levels, I would say, most people would say that's well-being.
Thank you for that.
It's all about balance. It's all about balance.
Entrepreneurship often demands so much of our time and energy, which can lead to imbalances, stress, and burnout, especially in uncertain times like these. So what role do healing practices like stillness, meditation, breath work, Qigong, setting intentions, affirmation, what do those things do, even surrendering play in helping us navigate the journey in a more grounded and a clear way?
Yes. Well, all those things that you mentioned are considered mindfulness in a category that's present time to us. And so entrepreneurs are really challenged by making sure that they are balanced, again, that they're balancing out the financial with the psychological, with the family, with the emotional, and making sure that their needs are being met. And so when entrepreneurs take on that industry of being at cause and not effect of their own money, oftentimes you have to pay close attention to your heart and make sure that that always stays balanced. So what I do as a person that's an entrepreneur, been in business here in Georgia for 33 plus years, is I practice simple disciplines every day. I get up and I pray, I have meditation, and I make sure that throughout the day, I'm actually sharing the discipline that I have with others to reinforce it. Sort of like church. You don't go just on Sunday. Church is every day. If you are an entrepreneur, you got to be balanced every day, not just one day a week or whenever your blood pressure is high.
Right. I hope you all are listening into this. Yes, that part. Don't wait until you break down
every day
and your body breaks down.
That's right.
Dr. Mark, we had a guest last year, Victor Koo, and for you all who are listening in, that would be, I believe it's episode 30. We also highlight him again in episode 60 in this season. But Victor Koo shared that when we are in touch with our inner selves, this brings creative ideas as well as true solutions for our business in ways that analyzing data just does not. He called it a superpower when this connection to our inner selves is practiced and enhanced over time. It was such a really incredible conversation, but just that power of our inner selves. So Dr. Mark, my question to you is, what do you believe this inner connection really makes possible in both our personal lives and in the way we might lead or build our business?
If you are a person of faith, then that's your rock. That's your foundation. And so you know that you are saved by grace in the business world every day. It's not necessarily the X's and O's. It is your dharma, your unformed seen good that you're attracting like a magnet. And that is pretty powerful, that if you are aligned with your heart and your heart is really guiding you, you're going to move through a lot of difficulties that keep you aligned with your cause and your spirituality.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Danielle.
And I'm Stephen Lewis, and we're the co-founders of Do Good X.
If you are building a purpose-driven business and generating $60,000 or more annually, This fall, we have created something just for you. It's an experience designed to help you scale with clarity and support.
And so from November 6th through 8th, we're gathering a small group of underestimated, impact-focused social entrepreneurs for an intimate weekend here in Atlanta.
This is the launch of Do Good X's mastermind community, starting with this in-person retreat. This is a chance to really decelerate from the hustle, reconnect with your inner wisdom, and align with mentors and tools to grow your business in ways that honor your values, but also your well-being.
And you'll walk away with renewed clarity, expert insights, real relationships, and an action plan to scale your impact without burning out.
And for those of you who are ready to go deeper, you'll be invited into our 6-month mastermind experience, a coaching and education journey rooted in purpose, faith, and community.
Spots are limited, and we invite you to dogoodx.org/mastermind community to learn more and apply today.
We can't wait to welcome you to Atlanta in November.
So, entrepreneur moves at a fast pace and may miss many subtle ways that their body signals stress or imbalances until it becomes impossible to ignore. So, what are some early signs that tell us that we're out of balance, that we might need to be listening to sooner?
Well, I like to start off by saying that the emotions follow very closely to the physical body. So if you were a little short, if you're turned up, if you're a little angry, if you're unable to get out of those patterns when you go home, it's time for a checkup, a mental checkup from the head up. And if you can do that, just use that as a barometer. We should always try to stay centered in most of the things that we're doing. We should always stay aligned with our truer purpose. Like, we're not just in it to make money. We're in it to serve the world. And when you align to a bigger cause, that is the umbrella that doesn't stop the rain from falling, but it stops the rain from falling on you.
How can entrepreneurs begin to integrate healing into their life and their business rhythms without feeling like it's another task on their to-do list?
Now, breathing we're born, and that's the first thing we do is take breath. So breath will be with us until the very end of our life. And breath is chi. And so if we were able to breathe throughout the day, a simple count of 4 in, 4 out, 4 in, hold for 4, and then blow out 7 or 6, that would actually help the nervous system stay in a place that's called coherence. When you're in coherence, everything is unified and organized. When your field is disrupted, then you're often in beta. So you're just, every single thing, a fly, a phone call, people talking, paper shredders, you're distorted. So the goal would be breathing with intention. 4, 4, 6. In 4, hold 4, blow out 6. And if you're advanced, then you breathe 5, 5, 5. And those are sacred numbers. That's what I do. But I teach 4, 4, 6 because it's easy.
Dr. Mark, for those listening in, so I heard you describe this as Qi, but there may be some folks who are listening in who are unfamiliar with that. Can you explain what that is?
Qi is, in Chinese medicine, it is vital life force. And it flows in the universe from the food we eat, the air we breathe, and the thoughts we think. Those 3 things make Qi. But I'll add a few more. Light makes Qi, and sound and colors make Qi. So I add a couple more. If you can harmonize with the colors, and you can harmonize with the breath and the sound, and occasionally a little aromatherapy, you are in the experience of Qi, especially if you're working. Lavender would be great. Just as a smell to inhale. And lemon purification, that's going to keep all of the toxins out. And there's a few more that would be really good for the audience, but we'll just leave it there.
So if an entrepreneur only had 10 minutes a day to invest in their wellness, what would you suggest that they do with that time?
I would make sure that I would center in my heart, place my hand on the heart. I'd breathe in 4, hold for 4, and breathe out 4. And then I would hold, breathe in 4, hold for 4, and breathe out 6. I would do that for 10 minutes. And I would probably add like Lang, L-A-N-G, aromatherapy oil, just something that they could, as a diffuser in their environment, they can smell, or just a little bit underneath their nose. That would put them in a place called stillness.
Well,
you would be in stillness.
That's good. That's good.
Like a real chill, better than drugs, better than alcohol.
Well, it's time for our resource roundup, where we gather tools and tips and resources that can help entrepreneurs build strong and sustainable businesses. So we have a series of questions that we want to ask you, Dr. Mark. And the first one would be, what kind of resources do entrepreneurs need to sustain their well-being?
Couple things. A metaphysical book, the Bible, but some simple things that would be really The Myth of Entrepreneurship by Michael Gerber. I mean, it just gets you real clear about really what entrepreneurship is. That would be the first one. The second one, practicing mindfulness. Third one is deep stressing with acupuncture, massage, Reiki. All of those things should be built into the monthly and rituals that you do every week to maintain the optimal level.
That's great. And for you all listening in, we'll make sure we link to the book that Dr. Mark mentioned in our show notes. Dr. Mark, what are some daily or weekly affirmations or other practices? You already named the breathing, but daily or weekly practices or affirmations that can help entrepreneurs manage their stress and align their work with their values.
I like walking. I like Qigong. I like physical practices. Affirmations. I have a lot that I say. God in me is everything. I'm not worried about anything. I always say that to myself, especially when it's difficult or challenges. I got deadlines. I can do all things through the greater one who lives in me. I just affirm the truth that I know. And more than affirmations, I put myself in a state where I feel that I won. I already see the picture in my mind exactly how I want it to be. And then I start with that and visualize that and then just hold that vision until it happens. And it happens pretty quick because I don't take my mind off of the vision, off the prize. I just see it, done. And another thing too, if you practice spiritual disciplines, you can call on the Orishas, the angels, you can partner with them. You can partner with your guides, the masters. There's a lot you can do for focused attention. And more importantly, at night, you can program your brain so you're not just thinking about bad things, but you're seeing how you want it to go. And the last thing that I do is I take a picture from a page from Esther Hicks and a picture. Wouldn't it be nice? I make statements like that. Wouldn't it be nice if someone would come in and participate in 6 sessions? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if at the end of the day I made $10,000? Wouldn't it be nice? And then the last thing is I always ask, how does it get any better than this? And I never answer the question. And it always gets better. How does it get better than being on the show, Kimberly, with you and Stephen Lewis? How does it get better than that?
I love those.
I just set myself up all the time to win. It's like a hack. I'm hacking my brain. Any situation is going to turn out the best for me. I don't care if it's like 3,000 to 0. I know I'll win because I got a lot of help.
So there's a lot here, and I want to ask you, can you walk us through a simple, brief technique for grounding and tuning our bodies that we can try today and that the listeners can return back to this and just continue to mine the deep insight that you're bringing into this podcast?
Sure. When you bring your tongue to the back of the palate you're actually, in Ayurvedic principles, you're actually grounding. That's one thing you can do. And the second thing I do is I take my hand and I hold the thumb. So when I do that, I'm now grounding all worry out of my field. Then I do the index finger, which is letting go of fear. And I hold the pulse until I see it lessening. And then the bird finger is for anger. And then the next one's for grief. And the last one, I hold the pinky finger, which is pretense, pretending. So that's what I do every day. I teach people how to do that. Sometimes when I'm doing counseling or talking to people, I'll hold this. This is a Japanese technique. And in the Tao, we practice it. And no one knows that we're doing this, but this is grounding on those levels. Simple to do, very effective. Keep your tongue at the top of the palate. Hold the pulse and feel it. Feel the pulse running through until it slows down. One side's going to go faster, and that will tell you it's either the male side turned up or the female side. The goal is to balance.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mark. And
You're welcome.
I really hope you all listening in are writing down some of these practices and affirmations that you can use. And if you like to connect with resources and other entrepreneurs who are committed to growing their businesses and caring for their own well-being, you all can go to dogoodx.org. There you'll find resources and a link to join the Do Good X LinkedIn community, a group of change makers who are navigating the balance between self-care, well-being, and building a business. Now we are going to shift to our last segment. This is one of our favorites, Off the Cuff. We have a series of questions we are going to ask you, Dr. Mark. And Dr. Mark has not been provided these questions in advance, and we just want to hear what comes off of the top of your head. First, your initial gut and your first thought that comes to you. So first, what is the best advice that you have received on your journey in holistic health and wellness?
Healing is within. Don't ever look outside of yourself.
What is one superpower, a gift that you bring to the world?
Heart.
How has your faith shaped the way that you lead or build your business?
I would say if I drew a pie, faith would be at the top. Grit would be in the center. And the bottom would be fortune, just good fortune. Met good people, they turn me on to good people. And I'm a good person, so I attract good people.
How do you navigate challenges and build your own resilience?
I see challenges as an opportunity, and it makes me stronger. I grew up in the hood, so every day there's challenges just to get home safe. And I learned that the challenges are not so important. It's what you do with them, it's not the challenge, it's how you're going to overcome it and what you're going to do with the possibility that you now have since you overcame it. And they make you stronger, by the way.
I think you really got to this. The answer to this question, Dr. Mark, in a previous response, but I'm going to ask you this to see what else might come up for you. How much of your success do you attribute to your faith versus your own grit, will, and hustle?
Faith without works is dead. So it's a combination. I've had faith in some ways it was misplaced. I grew up sort of like you can just ask God for anything and you do it. And that is true. But you also have to show up like a grown-up and be responsible for the gift that he gives you.
So complete this sentence. Because of my entrepreneurial endeavors, businesses, communities, or my clients will be or more able to do
greater things.
Well, Dr. Mark, you have given us so much to think about and for our listeners to really return back to and continue to listen to this episode again. And so I just want to say thank you for being with us and sharing a little bit of your own deep wisdom for our listeners.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for your presence, Dr. Mark, and the presence that you bring to the world, the presence you brought on this podcast, the practices, the affirmations. I'm going to go back and listen to this episode and write some things down. So I appreciate you really taking the time to, like Stephen said, share your wisdom with our listeners, but also with us too, because I have my work to do as well. So thank you again. We appreciate you. And for those of you who are tuning in, we hope that you continue to join us on this journey in season 2. And until the next episode, until you tune in again, be well and do good.
Thank you for listening to the Do Good X podcast. To continue the conversation or access our resources, visit www.dogoodx.org. Join us again for conversations that will nourish your soul, ignite your dreams, and empower you to build an impactful business, one intentional step at a time. Until then, keep striving, thriving, and doing good.